There's this phase where everything feels normal from outside, but from inside, the things are either getting built or falling apart. This is that phase in your teenagers or early 20s. No one sits down and explain what actually matters and what not, what to focus on and what to avoid, what quietly decides your next 10 years of your life. And most of the people just go with the flow. They keep on scrolling, comparing, wasting the time, waiting for motivation or waiting for the right time. This might feel normal, but this is where things start to change. Just through small habits, small decisions, small mindset, repeated every day. It's not about becoming perfect in your life. It's about understanding a few things early. So life doesn't become unnecessarily hard later. These are the things that are rarely talked, but they matter a lot. Now, first thing is at this stage, people decide too early that who they are. Maybe they think they are not smart enough, not confident, or not made for this. And slowly that becomes an identity. But you need to keep in mind that nothing here is fixed yet. Skills can be built, mindsets can change, personality can evolve, habits can be put on, because this version right now is not your final version. It's just what has been experienced so far. The real limitation is not the ability, it's deciding too early that growth has limit. Then there's always this hesitation where you feel, what if it fails? What if this goes wrong? What might people think? But realistically, what is actually being risked right now? It's very little. No permanent label, no fixed direction, no fixed reputation, and no irreversible damage. This is the only phase where mistakes are affordable. They don't cost anything, but they teach everything. But instead of using that freedom, most of the people play safe. And playing safe can make you regret later. Life often seems as something to figure out. A perfect plan, a fixed path, a clear destination. But if everything was planned, nothing would actually shape a person. What builds personality is not certainty, it's experience. The wrong decisions, the unexpected outcomes, the moments that don't go as planned. Even in the book, The Man's Search for Meaning, meaning is found in how experiences are understood. So failure is not separate from life, it is life. Life is full of experiences. Everything is shaping something. Compliments feels good, criticisms feels bad, and slowly action starts changing based on both. Doing more of what gets praised and avoiding what might get judged. And then direction is no longer internal, it is reaction based. Detachment is not ignoring people, it's not letting them control decisions. Because both praise and hate are temporary. If direction keeps changing based on them, there is no direction at all. Now, in this modern world, connection is important. Even if it feels uncomfortable talking to people or reaching out to others, being a part of a community matters. Staying closed off limits your growth. At the same time, not everyone is supposed to stay, not everyone has to be someone special. Some people will match your vibe, some won't, some will just pass by. The idea is to keep connecting without forcing them. Build networks, stay open, meet people, but when it comes to trust, take time. Through consistency, respect, and understanding, then something can be built. Not every connection needs attachment, but every strong relationship starts as one. There's a difference between listening and actually being open. Most people just listen to respond, to defend their opinions, to prove that they are right, but a rational mindset works differently. It allows space for different perspectives because it might show something that wasn't seen before. Sometimes what feels completely right might only feel right from one angle. That doesn't always mean that others are right and you are wrong, but it also doesn't mean that they should be ignored. This is where tolerance comes in, not as agree with everything, but as being open enough to understand before deciding. Because growth doesn't come from just holding on to what's known, it comes from being willing to look beyond it, to question, to observe, to learn, even from the views that don't really match yours. Then this is the age of possibilities. Information is everywhere, yet people limit themselves to one way of thinking, one influence, one direction, and then that becomes their whole world. Learning is not about memorizing, it's about expanding perspectives. Because growth doesn't happen in one lane. Not everything popular is right. Not everything trending is useful. Following without thinking feels easy, but it slowly removes individuality. Thinking independently takes efforts, but it builds clarity. There's always the pressure, what will people think? How does this look, etc., etc. But in reality, most of the people are too busy thinking about themselves, just like everyone else is, and so are you. This pressure comes from being self centered. Now, it is also talked in the book The Courage to Be Disliked. Once you understand that, a lot of hesitation disappears. Nothing changes one day, everything changes with time. What is done daily, even if it feels small, it starts shaping your direction. Wasting time might seem normal now, but it keeps on adding to small mistakes, and you might regret later. A lot of people treat health like it's something extra, something to focus on later, but everything depends on it. Energy, focus, mood, discipline, none of this exists properly without a functioning body or a stable mind. And it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's simpler than that. Move your body, even if it's a little bit. Do something that keeps you active. Take care of how you feel in your own skin. If skincare makes you feel better, do it. If dressing lifts your mood, do it. And remember, don't try to do everything in one day. Do small things consistently. And over time, it's not just the body that improves. Clarity, confidence, and control is over your own life. Take risks. Playing safe can feel comfortable, but growth rarely happens there. As said earlier, risks are affordable in this phase. So try new things, fail, and start again. One skill is not enough. One plan or one way of thinking is not enough. Depending on one thing creates vulnerability. Multiple sources, skills, and directions create flexibility that keeps things stable in the long run. Money isn't everything, but not understanding it creates problems. You need to focus on spending habits, saving habits, and basic awareness about money. Even in the book The Psychology of Money, it shows that how behavior matters more than knowledge. Small habits with money shape your long-term freedom. There's always a desire, better people, better environment, better relationships, but that doesn't happen randomly. It reflects who someone is becoming. People don't attract what they want, they attract with what they align with. People don't see you the way you think they see you. They see what they want to see. Like when someone sees a luxury car, they imagine themselves in it and they do not focus on the person driving it. So chasing image is chasing perception. Character, on the other hand, stays, it builds silently and it decides everything. Silence feels uncomfortable, but that's where clarity begins. Being alone is not loneliness, it's space. And in that space, things starts making sense. Plans don't always stay the same, life don't always go as expected. Holding too tightly to one idea can limit your growth. What matters more than a plan is the ability to adjust. So now coming to the end of the video, nothing here is a rule that you should follow. It's just awareness because this phase decides more than you think. Everyday choices matters more. So there's still time to explore, to fail, to learn, and to build. And most importantly, to become not a fixed version of yourself, but better than before.